Hello, children. Welcome back to our English class. I hope all of you are going through the lessons. Please, children, if you have got any doubt, please jot it down and keep it. And when we meet in the class, I'll clarify all your doubts. So, in the previous class, we had seen that Gordon Cook and his team had to face the terrifying gales. Remember gales, strong winds? Yes, and due to these gales, there were huge waves in the sea. In spite of this in spite of this atrocious climate, they celebrated their Christmas with Christmas tree. The waves had become huge and enormous. Suddenly, the sea became very silent, and the wind also dropped. But the silence was not long lived. It was the harbinger of the approaching dreadful storm. What do you mean by harbinger? It was a signal that something very dreadful is awaiting them. It might be a storm. They had mentally and physically prepared themselves for the situation. Okay, this was what we had seen last day. Today we are going to start with page 14, para 5. Shall we start? The roar increased to the thunder. As the stern moved up the face of the wave, for a moment I thought we might ride over it. So the roar of the wave, it increased. It turned into thunder. He felt as if the roar of the wave was like a thunder, like the noise of the thunder. And the stern, I told you, the back portion of the ship, it started moving onto the face of the wave. That is, it started climbing the wave. And for a little while, Gordon Cook felt that the ship might ride over the wave. But then a tremendous explosion shook the deck. So the whole ship was shaken with a tremendous explosion. Something exploded. Okay. A torrent of green and white water broke over the ship. My head smashed into the wheel, and I was aware of flying overboard and sinking below the waves. So, what happened? A torrent. What is a torrent? Yes? Anyone? Yes. Torrent is a strong, fast moving stream of water. Torrent is a strong, fast moving stream of water. That is, here the torrent is the huge wave, okay, of green and white water. It broke on the ship. It fell on the ship. It fell on the ship, and then his head, and due to the force of the water that had broken, due to the force of the wave that has broken on the ship, his head smashed. Smashed means dashed against or struck against the wheel. Okay. And I was aware of flying overboard and sinking below the waves. He lost his balance, and he felt as if he was flying in the ship, flying from one side to another and sinking below the water. And due to the huge amount of the water on the ship, he felt he was sinking under the water of the waves. I expected my approaching death. I accepted my approaching death. He had convinced his heart that he is going to die. And as I was losing consciousness, I felt quite peaceful. So he started losing his consciousness sense. Okay, he became unconscious. He started becoming unconscious. So he felt, okay, now I'm going to die. And he accepted it. And he felt quite peaceful, because, when you become unconscious or you're about to die, you need not struggle anymore. So that makes you feel that okay, everything is very, very comfortable. So that's why here he felt very peaceful. Unexpectedly, my head popped out of the water. Suddenly, without any expectation, because he had expected that he was going to die. But unexpectedly, his head popped out of water. Popped out means came out of the water. A few meters away, Wave Walker was near capsizing. Okay, her mast almost horizontal. So, uh, when his head came out, the scene that he had seen was really dreadful. A few meters away, what did he see? The wave walker. What is the wave walker? The ship on which he is sailing. Okay, the wave walker was near capsizing. Capsizing means was about to be overturned, was had nearly been overturned. Okay, and her mast, her, who is her here? The wave walker. Okay, and the mast of the wave walker was almost horizontal. That is, half of the ship had been overturned and the mast was horizontal to the parallel to the sea. Okay, was almost horizontal. The wave hurled her upright. By my lifeline jerked taut. So the wave hurled her upright means hurled means through the ship. Her means the ship, wave walker, back to its normal position. And my lifeline jerked taut. Lifeline is actually the rope. Okay, the rope which is thrown so as to secure someone from drowning. Okay, so this rope suddenly it tightened. Taut means to become very, very tight. Okay, with the jerk all around, the rope which he had tied himself to so as he doesn't fall into the sea and he is saved. This rope suddenly became tight due to the jerk on the ship. I grabbed the guardrails. Guardrails, the ship on the top, it has railings that guards people from falling into the sea, and sailed through the air into the wave walker's main boom. Subsequent waves tossed me around the deck like a rag doll. So he tried to go, means travel through the on the deck. Okay, he got hold of the guard rails on the side and tried to sail through the water, and he did not touch the ground. He just jumped, and that's why here it is given sail through the air into the wave walker's main boom, the main portion of the wave walker. But the waves were tossing him, that is, throwing from one side to another. He was being tossed by the waves like a rag doll. What is a rag doll? Rag doll is a doll made of cloth. Okay, my left rib cracked. Left rib cage. Okay, you know what rib cage is all about. Okay, so his left ribs of the rib cage cracked. That is, yeah, there was a crack in the rib cage. He could feel it. My mouth filled with blood and broken teeth. So when he was tossed from one side to another, he might have smashed against the different maybe the railings, maybe the other things that are there on the ship, maybe the mast. Okay, so his rib cage had cracked and his mouth was filled with blood and broken teeth. Okay, somehow I found the wheel, lined up the stern for the next wave and hung on. So he found the wheel. Which wheel? The steering wheel. Okay, and he controlled. He brought the ship under control, and then was waiting for the next wave. And he was continuously holding on to the steering wheel and trying to control the ship. Water, water everywhere. Okay, this is something we generally use, this particular phrase. It's like water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. This is what we generally say when we talk about water conservation and all. Actually, this particular phrase is taken from S.T. Coleridge's, Samuel Taylor Coleridge's, the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Okay, that is the name of the poem. From that poem, this particular extract has been taken. So, here, but it doesn't mean that there is nothing to drink, no water to drink, but instead, the whole ship was filled with water. Okay, that's why he's saying water, water everywhere. I could feel that the ship had water below, but I dared not abandon the wheel to investigate. So he knew that the ship was filling up with water from below. Okay, but he could not think about leaving the steering wheel and go down and investigate about the situation below. Because if the ship fills up with the water, it will drown, it will sink. So it was very important for him to go down and check whether the water level is really rising with great speed, and he has to overcome this situation, but he cannot leave the steering wheel. If he leaves the steering wheel, he will again, the ship would be without a master and they would have a difficult situation. Suddenly the front hatch was thrown open and Mary appeared. Hatch is an opening in the ship. Okay, actually in a ship, inside you have the cabins for people to stay, and you have steering wheel and everything on the deck, on the top portion. Okay, so there is an opening in the ship where you can open and go down into your cabins, and you can open and come out onto the deck. So suddenly that hatch opened, and Mary, who is Mary? Yeah, you remember, right? Mary is Gordon Cook's wife. Okay, Mary came out. We are sinking, she screamed. So I think down below the water level must have been rising. So Mary is totally shocked and horror stricken. So she says, "Oh, we are sinking." She screamed. She shouted at the top of her voice. The decks are smashed. We are full of water. So the deck is almost smashed. It's broken. Okay, and the ship is filling up at a great rapid speed. Okay, it's filling up with water. Take the wheel, I shouted as I scrambled for the hatch. So he ordered his wife to hold on to the steering wheel so that she can at least navigate for a little while. And he shouted and he rolled on and he just dragged himself towards the hatch so that he can go down and investigate the condition of the ship. Okay, children, we'll stop here. Next day, we'll continue from here. I repeat, children, please go through the lesson. Any doubt anywhere, underline or just not note it down. When we meet in the class, I'll clarify all your doubts. Thank you. Be safe. Have a good day.